This is Carl Brooks with IamThereforeIPad.com, and today I'm going to talk to you about favorite Cydia tweaks and apps for iOS 6.1. So there you go. So let's take a look at what those tweaks are. I love multi-icon mover. It's the first icon or the first tweak I put on my jailbroken device immediately. How it works real simple. If you have icons that you want to shift around, you can do it very easily. Now, you know it is quite a pain to get icons moved from one location to another. Now, you see I cannot move or edit my layout without putting the password. We'll talk about that later. But let's say I have these three icons. I can try moving these over to wherever I want to put them at. The hard way, or I can just simply use multi-icon mover, and I'm not sure what just happened there. I moved that somewhere. Let's find that guy. Okay, there it is, Facebook. Okay, and I can drag that. Say I want that to be in social. I can do it that way. Okay, or I can do it this way. I can just simply check. See that little red check mark? Go to where I want it to be, and hit my home button. And bam, it moves all at once. You can check things all over the board. I can check something in that folder. I can check something in that folder. I can check something that's not in a folder. I can check whatever I want and then move them somewhere else. But we're not going to do that again. All right, I hit the home button again to stop the wiggle, and those things are moved. Multi does. SBS settings, a very great tweak. I slide my hand across the clock. It allows me to quickly turn off my Wi-Fi on or off, enable or disable location, data, Bluetooth. I can change the brightness, all these things right here without exiting whatever program I'm in. I can stay in the program that I am in and simply toggle those things on off. I can power it down, respring. I can go to more and change all kinds of things about in SBS settings. Hide icons, tons of different things. The world is my oyster, all without exiting my program. SBS settings must have app for a jailbroken device. Kill background. This is a app or tweak that I don't currently have on here because I have another app, number 9 here, doing that. But what it does is simply when you double click your thing here, it'll give you an icon to just kill everything at once. So we'll talk about that a little later. But if you don't have number 9, add number 3. Folder enhancer. Folder enhancer is great. As you can see here, I have 3 pages, and most of them are folders. Get everything organized in the folder. Now, if I didn't have a jailbroken device, I would have to have about 5 or 6 different game folders. But instead, I simply have one game folder, but I guess I have more than one game folder. Look at that. I have a folder here that's inside a folder. How does that happen? Well, folder enhancer. So look at this. I have folders inside of folders. I have a casino folder and action folder. Look at that. Folders inside of folders. I love it. I can change the background. If I go to settings and go to the folder enhancer area, there's different things that I can change about the appearance, the behavior, and all those type of things. So I can reset all of this. See how that thing is changing? And so now the background of my folders will now look clear. See that? Before it was white. If you don't believe me, rewind it and you'll see. That is folder enhancer. Great tool. Springtomize. This thing does so many things. It is just incredible. Let's just look here on this screen. You see I have 3 icons on each in each column or each row. Springtomize 2 lets me do that. You see the icons are actually bigger than they normally would be. You see I have 5 icons on the dock, and they're not just straight down like the icons above it. They're sort of concave. I can do that with Springtomize. I can put my name up there instead of putting Verizon up there in the top left. I can take away the battery icon and just have the percentage there. I could have the device lock with a little line bar thingamabob there. I can have I am therefore iPad.com right there on the lock screen. All that stuff is done with Springtomize. Incredible little app. And there's tons of things you can do. You can go into the settings and go to Springtomize, and there's tons of things. Animations, capabilities, docks, lock screen, icons, folders, app switcher, time machine, status bar, pages, theming, and more. This thing is just awesome. One is called ProTube. ProTube is actually an app. So far, all these other things have been tweaks. But ProTube, what it does is allow you to pull up videos on your YouTube, and you can play anything. Your watch list, your history, your favorites, things you liked, all kinds of different things. If I do show more, you see that things I like, I updated, my favorites, things from my inbox. Have total control of my my YouTube account from my mobile device. And if I hit this little up arrow here on the lower right, now you see I can save videos down. So if I went to play something here, I'm not going to let it play video. I can just simply hit this down arrow, hit that down arrow, and it gives me a choice of what I want, what size. I want the smallest in this case. And you see the one appear in the middle lower screen. It's starting to download that pretty quickly. And the nice thing is, once I get this video down, I can watch this on the airplane without having to be connected to the internet or on Wi-Fi. Tons of things you can do after the fact. Also, ProTube integrates with the built-in, or no longer built-in, but the official YouTube app. So we'll launch that here, and note that when we pull down our options, there is now a ProTube option there. You see there, second row down, or second section, there's a downloads. So I click on that, and you see I've downloaded two clips previously. The top one is the audio. You can see that by the note symbol, and the second one is the video. You can see the picture there. So when you click on it, you see you have these options. These options are for the audio, so you see I can import this into my DJ app or any other app. If I click on the video one, then you see there are different options. I can go into my video library or convert to audio. And so you can do these same options whether you're doing it from the official app or the ProTube app. So it's a very powerful addition to your YouTube app, either as a standalone app or utilizing the official YouTube app with this plug-in. So that's ProTube, and it's a very, very nice app to add to your jailbroken device. There you go. So the next tweak that I want to talk about is called App Locker. App Locker is very nice. I've just come into unlocked my phone, and I'm in my phone. So under normal circumstances, once I give this phone to someone, they can access all of my apps unless that particular app has a locking feature. But with App Locker, I can lock individual apps or even folders. So if you try to go into my text messaging or iMessages, you see it says messages is locked. Enter your password to unlock it. If you try to go into my camera, it's locked. If you try to go into my jailbroken folder, it's locked. How about my messages and read my email? It's locked. Even surf the web, well, I don't have that locked. But anyway, I can lock these folders and these apps from the App Locker portion of, sorry, I'm all over the place here. Go to settings. I have to put in my password and scroll down to App Locker. And App Locker is always locked, so you always have to put the password to get in there. And I keep just making up things here. Alright, so it's enabled. I go to General, that's how I at the bottom you see that's where I set the password. Session locking, what that means is if I have that on, you see at the bottom in the description, if I unlock one locked app, it unlocks every other app. The lock settings, that's on. I can lock the device on fail. I can auto launch the app and animation standard. And if I have a PIN, I can have the numeric keyboard on. But if I had an actual password, then I would get the key. So let's just turn that off, and you'll see when I try to go to settings again. Well, actually, you see there, I have the keyboard, so I would have to put in my password this way. Okay, so depending on what your password is, if it's all numbers, then it may make sense to have the numeric key on. Application locking, I can lock and unlock the applications through this menu here, so I can unlock iTunes. You see my mail is locked, my messages is locked, my Cydia is locked, camera is locked, we'll unlock the camera, App Store is locked. Okay, so I can do it that way, or you see here it says lock from jiggle mode, that's on, so I also have the ability to put it in wiggle mode, and then you see those locks there. You see App Store is locked, it has a red lock. Down on the dock, you see my mail is locked, my messages is locked. If I wanted to lock the photos, I just tap the little lock icon and it says photos is unlocked, enter your password to lock it. So I put in my password and it is now locked. You see the red lock. So that is App Locker. You also, I told you, you can do folders. So the way that works is, if I go to folder locking, you see I have two folders that are locked, games and jailbroken. So you actually have to type the name in here first, and then if you have a folder with that name, it'll automatically lock. So let's say I have one, I know I have another one called finances. I can spell. Come on, Brooks. Finances. Alright, so now, and I'll take games out. So that means it will be unlocked. So if I go out, I find my finances folder. Oh, it's called finance, so that's not locked because it's not called finance. So, but if I rename this to finances, okay, that matches something. So now that will be locked. And if I get out of wiggle mode here, all right. Oh, because I have session locking on, so let me lock the device. Come back. Now finances is now locked. Okay. And let's put Chrome back where it belongs. You see my editing is locked. So again, once I unlock something, then everything else is unlocked because I have session locking on. So now I can go into finances. I can go into jailbroken because I unlocked one. So that's App Locker. Very useful tool. The next one is called AppSent. It gives you the percentage of your downloads. So let's go, just make sure I have my Wi-Fi on. Let's turn that on. In case some of these things are big, we'll turn Bluetooth off. I'm not using that currently. And go to my App Store. You see I have these apps ready to download. I update. Find this particular download. Where is that? Over in productivity. You can see there's a percentage. And right now, see it's at 4%, 5%. So I'm going to have a percent of my download progress versus just showing that bar and you not know exactly how much is there. So that's it. We're not going to wait till it gets to 100. The next one is called Oxxo. Very simple app. When I double click my home button, it brings up double tap it, it brings up the apps that I have recently been in, and instead of just having an icon, you see it has a preview of the actual app. You see the YouTube, you can see the last video I was watching, and if you want to get rid of something, you just swipe down on it. Okay, get rid of the Safari, get rid of my camera, and if you want to get rid of everything, you just press down on any one, and it asks you, do you want to remove all apps? I'm going to say no, but if you said yes, it would clear all of them. Okay, so that's Oxxo. And what it also provides is a lot of the features that you're used to. So if you slide to the right, you see you can control your music. You can toggle on Wi-Fi and Bluetooth. I'll turn Bluetooth back on. And there's actually three things here. There's a faint dot here on the far left. If I slide up, you see I have more features. Airplane mode, my speaker. I go down here. I have flashlight. And what I like about this flashlight versus using a standalone app, I can go about my business and use other apps, and it still keeps that light on. And again, it's using the flash on your phone as a flashlight. So I like that. And you see it's illuminated to let you know when it's on. And you also have your brightness control here and your auxiliary speakers. So that was Oxxo. Display recorder. I'm actually using this, using display recorder to record this. So you see how that works. It simply records everything that you do plus your voice to be used later for whatever use you want. The next one is f.lux. Well, I'll just mention display recorder does have a app, and because it's recording now, it gives me the option to stop. But if I stop this now in these recordings, it will see that particular recording with the today's timestamp, date and time. And then you can export that recording to YouTube or to your camera roll, whatever you want to do. Okay. The next one is called f.lux. Lux is a technique or way of measuring light, candle light. If the more lux you have, the more candles are lit, that means it's brighter, yada yada yada. So if I go to my settings app, cancel that because I don't want to go in there. I go to f.lux. It basically allows you to set a particular setting for your screen. Normally when you at night when you turn on your iPhone or iPad, it's super bright. It can light up the whole room. Well, you can set these much softer lights for night and daytime, and it just automatically does it. When the time comes, it'll automatically adjust the screen for you. Very nice, simple app. The next app tweak is called iFile. iFile is a program that lets you control or access your folders, the folder level of your device, your iOS device. Normally, Apple hides this from you and you don't have access to it, but you can navigate through the entire system here. I can go look at what pictures I have. I'm not even sure what this is. Okay, so I can navigate just like I would on a PC or Mac. I can do shortcuts, so I can jump to particular folders quickly. These are my ROMs for my Gridley app, and so I can just navigate. If it was a text file, let's say if I go here, I'm not sure what's happening. Let's go back there. If it was a text document, I don't know if there's actually a text document here or not, but let's just go up. I can view a text file. I can unzip files. So it's basically, here's my config file, view it as a text. Okay, so you can read files. If it was a PDF file, I could display it. If it was a zip file, I can unzip it. Very, very powerful tool. You saw earlier, if it was a picture, you could view it. If it was music, you could play it. So that's called Ffile. The next one, and that's actually a file. So ProTube and iFile are actually applications, not tweaks. Zephyr, I got rid of that one. So let's. I think it was conflicting with something else, so I'm going to exclude him. But basically, what that did was allow you to do a one-finger swipe between applications. So the next one is called HookesLaw. It's a very simple app. Nothing fancy about it. You probably don't even notice that it's doing it. You have some configurations that you can do to set. But you notice when I come out of an app, watch my icons. They're going to do a slight hop. You see that? Very slight hop. Watch this again. Even this note is going to hop when I come in. Watch. See? A very slight hop. And you're able to change that through HookesLaw if you want to make the scale factor bigger or whatever. Make the stiffness more and see if we can pick up on the difference. Yeah, so it's a little, slightly, you saw that was a much wider bounce, definitely with the opening of the apps. So that's all HookesLaw does. Now Activator, this is one of the most overlooked tweaks that is often on people's device because other tweaks were added. Like when SBS settings is added on, it automatically adds Activator because you actually use Activator when you swipe up here by the clock to bring up that. Activator basically allows you to activate a certain function or app. Like currently I have, if I take my two fingers and squeeze them together, I bring up settings. That's only if it happens on this screen here. If I take them apart, I bring up the App Store. Okay. If I can set up, if I double click, you see I double clicked on the clock, it locked the device. So how it works, you go to settings and you go to Activator and you set up a function. Okay, you see you can do it from anywhere, from the home screen, in the application, at the lock screen. So let's say from anywhere. And you see I have these different functions. If I press the home button, if I lock, if I double tap the clock on the lock screen, if I shake the device, all these different things. And so I have one where if I plug in my headphones, it automatically brings up Stitcher Radio. So you can do whatever you want. Here's the things where if from the springboard I do a pinch, you see at the top it's assigned to settings. I just demonstrated that. If I spread the icons, it's assigned to App Store. So you can do whatever you want. You see I got the double tap of the status bar locks my device. Okay, if I swipe to the left, that brings up SBS settings. Swipe to the right, brings up SBS settings. So either way I swipe on that bar, it will do that. Okay, you see I can hold left. So let's say if I hold left, that's over there where Carl is. I'm going to go to the previous track. Okay, and then if I hold right, I want to bring up. I'm going to do the next track. Where's next? There's previous, next track. Okay. So you can have a lot of quick access to things in your device by simply using Activator. And so that wraps up my best Cydia tweaks and apps for the iPhone 5 and iOS 6.1. And with that, this concludes my presentation. This is Carl Brooks with IamThereforeIPad.com. And until next time, I'll see you on the web. Let's actually play a song.